right, good morning. It's 10 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and get started with the Heifer Show. The first thing we're going to do is introduce our judge. We have Mr. Harrison Smith. Harrison resides in College Station, Texas, where he owns and operates HZS Cattle, a progressive Hereford operation focused on raising high-quality Hereford show heifer prospects. Harrison attended Blinn Junior College and Texas A&M University, where he was a member of the livestock judging teams. After completing his undergraduate degree, he continued at Texas A&M as an assistant coach for the livestock judging program. Currently, Harrison is employed by Ridley Block Operations, a self-feed livestock manufacturing company, committed to making quality and progressive nutrition products for livestock producers. We're going to go ahead and get started, but thanks, Harrison, for coming out to Burleson County and judging our show today. In the ring now is Class 1 ABC heifers.
Well, good morning, everyone here at Burleson County. And first of all, I just want to say thank you to the team for having me come out here. Really been looking forward to coming and judging this heifer show today. The young lady brings us an ABC heifer, a younger one. She said she's about 6 months old, but man, there's lots of power already built into that female. She's bold, she's got some dimension, really stout in her feature and her presence, handles it relatively well. We'll check out her growth curve and maybe question that just a little bit, but one that's just supplied with so much dimension. A nice way to start our breeding heifer show. Give her a big round of applause as she exits the ring. Young lady brings another single entry in for our second class, and she's doing an awfully good job with Rosie, getting her set up and stopped. And I think this female's lines are very good. Her structure is really, really high quality, very flexible at the surface. Y'all give her a big round of applause as she exits the ring with her project.
Our Class 1 winner was Miss Jaylee Landell, and our Class 2 Beefmaster winner was Britton Bloom. Now entering the ring is Class 1 Brahmin.
Kicking off our Brahmin show on the heifer side, and a female that represents lots of quality, a moderate female that's got a good turn to her body, lots of dimension. She still balances up and gives you a very nice look from the side. I guess if we were going to change this one as the cattle go and walk away from you, we want to see her just a bit square in how she sets her rear feet down and have a shot more stability there. But that's picking a little holes in a pretty nice female. Congratulations to you, young lady. Y'all put your hands together for her as she exits the ring. Another Brahmin female that comes in and represents the older class in this breed, and a female that's got lots of growth and extension, really big in terms of her foot and very, very flexible. She might not be as soft in terms of her body and rear rib and flank as the female that we just saw, but one that still brings tons and tons of quality to this lineup. Congratulations to you. We'll see you back out here in the Brahmin Drive. Brahmin breed comes back out here, and we have two high-quality representatives to come back out in selection for your Grand and Reserve Brahmin female here. And like we talked about, the young lady's red tinge female that came out of the first class is one that hits you with lots of quality, especially when she's parked. I like her head shape and attachment very well. She's got an awesome turn to her body and very, very stout and still dimensional for her size. I think that female's awfully nice. Like we said, I want to fix her feet just a little bit, make her a shot more stable in how she goes down to the surface. But I think that one hits you with lots and lots of quality. The young lady's female that represents the older class is one that she is a bit square and better in terms of her foot shape, and I think that female's big in terms of her hind leg and very flexible. When you step off and study those cattle from the side in relation to her frame, she's maybe not a soft body. She doesn't have that kind of look up through her front end, but still a female that I like just the fundamentals of her structure and her foot shape very, very well. Two very high-quality Brahmin females for me. The one that hits me a little bit harder is the young lady's red tinge one up front. She'll be champion. Young lady in the back, you'll be reserved. Congratulations to both of you guys.
Champion Brahmin went to Kylie Dodson out of Class 1, and Reserve went to Kylie Dodson out of Class 2. We want to take some time to thank some show sponsors. Starting out, we have Jake's Insurance Agency, EAG Automotive, Woodson Lumber, Scamardo Food Service and the Farm Patch, John's Hot Oil, Orsac Insurance, and Victor Mendez. Thank you all to those sponsors.
Another nice single entry that we have come out here, and one the young lady brings us has got lots of body and dimension for this stage in the game. I think she's very, very stout, and I like the shape of her rear leg. If we were going to tweak on her just a little bit, we'll redesign her front end assembly, make her pick her neck up just a little bit higher and a touch neater at the top side of that. And I think one, we'll watch her chest floor as we manage her down the road, but still a female that represents lots of quality in terms of foot shape, body, and some stoutness there. Very nice female. She'll do an awesome job with that project. Y'all put your hands together for her as she exits the ring.
The winner for Class 1 Bred Brangus is Miss Marley Kasurik.
Young man brings us another very nice single entry here, and one that's extremely big in terms of her bone work and foundation. A little bit older calf than what we've been seeing today, and she's nice in the swoop to her body. She's got some stoutness from behind the cattle. If we could get into her and just expand her in terms of her body shape just a little bit, I think we'd have a really, really very, very high quality female. I still think she's very, very nice. I just want to open her up just a little bit in terms of her forerib and springer rib, but a very good heifer, young man. Congratulations to you. We'll see you back out here in the Grand Drive.
The winner for Class 2 of the Red Bringas is Balin Kasurik.
We have two Red Brangus females in here, and I think both of these females are nice, and the decision gets to be, I think, rather challenging because I think you would tweak on them both in some areas. The young lady's heifer up front definitely wins just the attitude contest right now. She's being a shot calmer and working just a shot better for her, like we talked about there in that class. She was a moderate female who was nice in terms of her body. She had some dimension for this stage in the game. We get her back out here in comparison to the one that's right behind her. She might not be as big in terms of her bone work, and like we said there, one I just want to reconstruct just a little bit in terms of her front end assembly. See her just a bit cleaner at the top side of her neck down through the point of her shoulder in her chest floor, but I think that female's long-bodied. I think she reaches out and travels very well, and so there's a very, very high-quality heifer there out of the first class. Young man out of the second class, now that we've come back in and the females kind of settled down and set up for us, I think that one gives us some neat pieces. She's bigger in her bone work. That female's got a long hip, and I like the way her shoulder and knee set into her. We said she was very soft and maternal in class, and like we said there, probably one we still want to open up just a little bit more in terms of the spring of rib, but that's being awfully critical because I think she comes together with a very, very nice look. Two very high quality Red Brangus females in here. The one that hits me just a little bit harder is the young man out of the second class. He'll be champion. Young lady up front, you'll be reserved. Congratulations to you guys.
Grand Champion Red Brangus Heifer goes to Balin Kasurik, and Reserve Grand goes to Marley Kasurik. A few more of the sponsors for the Heifer Show include Top Notch Services, Deanville Herman Sons of Life, Summit Pump and Safety, Producers Cooperative, Gooseneck Trailer, Weaver's Refrigeration, and Citizen State Bank. Thanks to our sponsors. Now in the ring is our Santa Gertrudis breed.
A nice female to represent our Santa Gertrudis breed here, and one that's good in terms of her structure, really nice in terms of her body. I think that female comes together with a look of feminine quality when you study the cattle from the side. A very, very nice one. We'll see her back out here in the Grand Drive. You guys put your hands together for him as he exits the ring.
Our breed champion for Santa Gertrudis is Mr. Hudson Novosad. Now entering the ring is Class 1 Angus.
Switching into more of our British breeds and starting off with a really, really high quality Angus heifer that comes out here. Not only presented to a high degree, I just think this female's structure and look is very, very elite. She's got an awesome profile, very, very swoopy rear rib and flank, yet she still has dimension when you step in behind the cattle. I think that one's awfully fresh. A nice female there to go ahead and start off our Angus show. We'll see you back out here for the Grand Drive. Congratulations to you. Another really nice representative in our Angus breed, and one that's got some moderation in body shape, really, really dimensional type female that's got a good set of running gear underneath her. I think that one is a very, very high quality heifer. The young lady's doing an awfully good job getting presented to us. You guys put your hands together for her as she exits the ring.
Our Class 1 Angus winner was Hadley Howe, and Class 2 was Haley Sears.
Another very nice Angus female that we have in here. The female that comes out is very loose in terms of her structure. She's long in her spine. She's good in the length and shape of her hip. I think that female is awfully good from those regards. Maybe she's not as fresh in her look as a couple of the other cattle we've seen. She doesn't tie in the top side of her neck as well. Maybe we could clean her up just a bit there through the base of her chest floor, but still a female that represents a lot of function and quality. You guys put your hands together for her and give her a big round of applause as she exits the ring.
Class 3 winner is Miss Haley Sears.
At some point, will you do that part too? Just to thank. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I mean, like just thank the if he needs a microphone, tell me.
I'll take one, yes, ma'am. getting in our Angus drive here, and we had 3 cattle come back out and represent their respective classes. And we talked about each one of them individually, so I don't know if we'll go back through and break them all down again, but I think this breed represents tons of quality and tons of just very well presented cattle that you exhibitors are doing an awesome job with. So my hat's off to you on that. I think there's 2 that rise themselves to the top in this lineup pretty quickly. There's one, though, that just grabs your attention and is captivating. It has such a neat and exciting look from the side. There's another one that's going to be reserved that's awfully good. Good type of cattle, maybe not as wowy in her profile, but one that represents tons of quality and function. For me, my champion's the young lady in the back. That's will be our champion Angus. Young lady up front, you're going to be reserved. Congratulations to you guys.
Hey, when you're standing, just make sure you don't block the camera.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I
didn't realize that was there.
yo, it's the live feed.
Our champion Angus heifer comes out of Class 4, Miss Hadley Howe, and reserve comes out of Class 2, Haley Sears. We also wanted to introduce the director and committee for the Junior Heifer Show. The chairman is Keith Howe. The director is Joni Urbanowski. And then the committee, we have Chad Lewis, Cody Cease, Jason Urbanowski, Jalen Urbanowski, Jeff and Crystal Baldwin, Kaylee Smith, and David Sebesta.
A very nice way to start off our Horned Hereford show, and the young man brings us a really stout female that represents his respective class. Moderate, so bold and dimensional, just in terms of the way her rib shape and hip and hind leg are put together. I think that female is awfully nice. If we're going to tweak on her just a little bit, we could maybe give her just a shot more set to her hind leg and see her go with just a shot more comfort in her hip. But that's being awfully picky on a female. I think is very nice. Congratulations to you, young man. We'll see you back out here in the Grand Drive.
Our champion Horned Hereford goes to Aubrey Lockhart. Coming in the ring now, we have our Polled Hereford Class 1.
I can go. How many?
I got one.
Okay.
Yes.
You see one? Okay. Oh, there she is. She's back.
A nice January to start off our polled Hereford show here, and a really long-made, long-body type of female that's got tons of extension up through her front end, and very neat and captivating in that look. If we're going to tweak on her just a little bit, as those cattle get ready to circle, we can maybe relax her just a bit there in her loin as she goes. But I think that female's one that represents lots of quality for that breed. Congratulations to you, young man. We'll see you back out here in the Grand Drive. You'll give him a big round of applause as he exits the ring.
Okay, we'll just make sure. I mean, it all goes along.
We know where they are.
Class 2 polled Hereford comes in, and a young man brings us another really high-quality female for this breed. One that's got a neat look and a long body type, really, really bold and powerful. I think that one's four-rib shape and body shape's awfully good. She's got tons of dimension when you step in behind the cattle to have that kind of look from the side. We'll see you back out here in the Grand Drive for the polls. Congratulations to you. Y'all put your hands together for him for doing an awfully nice job.
They're both racks, and we'll announce it after.
A really nice pair of Hereford females that we have here. And the two respective class winners, like we said, I think represent lots of quality in terms of their look and presentation. The young man who's got the one out of class 1, like we said, long bodied, long fronted, really, really extended. She reads to be bigger in her growth curve than the female out of class 2. Like she's going to have just a shot more growing extension to her. Today, maybe she's not as full, right, in terms of her body flesh, and maybe she's not as comfortable in terms of her top line. But I think there's lots of quality to that heifer when she decides she wants to go ahead and be a show cow there. Young man that has that second class winner, we talked about how just bold and stout that female was, and she was long as well. Maybe she's just a bit shorter there in her cannon in comparison to the one out of the first class, but she's the one that kind of just comes out here and hits you like she's ready today. So we're going to go ahead and use this young man out of class 2 to be champion. Young man up front, you'll be reserved. Congratulations to both of you guys.
know if you need more water.
Did he pick Braxton as champion? Like the one that he's Braxton?
Yeah.
The older ones?
The older class 2.
Yeah.
Our champion, Pulled Hereford, was out of class 2, shown by Braxton Lockhart. Reserve was out of class 1, also shown by Braxton Lockhart. Coming in the ring now is a single entry key.
Young lady brings us a really nice single entry key representative here, and one that's got tons of power and dimension. A very, very moderate female that's still long and extended up through her front end. I guess if we were going to get back out here and maybe critique on her just a little bit, we could extend her just a bit, just in terms of her overall size. One that's reached just a shot coarser in her tail head and the backside of her hock there, but a very, very high quality representative for this breed. Y'all put your hands together for her as she exits the ring.
Sweating pretty good. So. Sorry, but she'll be coming back.
Oh, she will.
Yeah.
Thank you, Johnny.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, no worries. I think I got it.
Also for the showmanship immediately after.
Okay. Our champion, Kia Nina, was Miss Sophie Autry. Coming in the ring now is our AOB class. Just a reminder, we will start showmanship right after the drive. Feels great.
two really nice representatives over here in our AOB drive, and I'll talk about each one of them individually and then tell you the way that we like them. And I think this pair is really close because I think they're both good and they have their advantages and differences, though. And so you just got to weigh out how you feel comfortable with sorting them and go on. So the young man's kind of wild marked female that's up front is one that I think longevity-wise I really like. Her structure up front's very nice. I think the shape of her hind leg and the way her joint works is very smooth and probably a shot more flexible as the cattle are surfacing. That female's maybe not as opened up or stout today as the one that's right behind her, but I think the quality of her look and build's awfully nice. Maybe, like I said, she's breeds just a little bit greener in terms of her forerib. She's maybe not as stout from behind the cattle. Now, if it was a stand-and still contest, I think the young lady's black female is awfully captivating because that one is opened up in terms of her body shape. She's got so much dimension from behind the cattle, and she looks really nice when she stays there. What kind of weighs back in my mind is as the cattle are circling, I just want to see that female a shot more comfortable in how she utilizes her hind leg as they get around the ring. She reads just a shot coarser there in her hock and rear joints, and something you'd have to watch and manage because she's got so much stoutness above that. You just want to make sure that she doesn't get too tight on us as she matures. So I think this pair is extremely close because you've got one whose hind leg function is probably a little bit more my speed, but you've got one that's got so much power, stoutness, and dimension. It's still a look of quality when they're stopped. So you pick your poison. I'm sure this pair of cattle will flip a couple of times as they go and compete in their lifetime. For me, I just keep coming back to the look and power of the young lady's black female today. She'll be champion. Young man up front with the louder marked one will be reserved. Congratulations to both of you guys.
Our champion AOB is Miss Kyron Plackey. Reserve is Camden Plackey. As we get the drive ready to come in, I wanted to go ahead and announce our buckle and banner sponsors. Our Grand and Reserve banner sponsors was the Binky family. The Reserve Champion buckle is sponsored by Germania and Jake's Insurance and Tracy Pieper. And then the Grand Champion buckle is sponsored by Overall Lumber, Kenny and Melissa Tharp.
as we get in here to the grand drive of the Heifer Show, I think maybe not tons and tons of numbers, but the quality in this lineup is awfully, awfully good. That allows us to maybe not have them all come in the same shape and size, right? But I still think you guys in this county are doing an awfully nice job of bringing some high quality breeding heifers to the table. And I think there's going to be lots of value and just success that comes later down the road with the cattle that come in this ring. I'm not going to go back through and talk about each one of them individually, and I do think we'll have one that comes back in here for reserve that we might sort and walk the cattle one more time to evaluate. But I think this lineup is awfully, awfully nice. For you kids that are sitting here in the ring and maybe the ones who haven't got to come back in, make sure that you tell your parents, your extension agents, your ag teachers, who might it be, thank you for getting it out here. It takes a lot of time, effort, and commitment, as you guys know, to play this game that we all love. And so just make sure that you show gratitude to the people who helped you get here. Make sure that you tell thank you to your sponsors. We couldn't do events like this without the people who are putting their hard work, time, effort, and money into reinvesting in children like you. And so make sure that we just send some thank you notes, write some handwritten letters. You couldn't know the power that a handwritten letter brings and what it feels like when you get one of those opened up from somebody who's just expressing the gratitude that they had for committing into somebody like you. So take that extra time, write the note, say thank you. With that being said, I'm going to go out and show you the champion female here. There's one that hits me awfully, awfully hard. Just looks like a show cow, presented to a very, very high degree. Looks like a lady, yet still has some functionality into her. So I'm going to set the mic down and show you my champion. We'll give them one more look for reserve. Everybody sitting ringside, put your hands together for these kids who are doing an awfully good job.
Our overall grand champion heifer goes to Miss Hadley Howe with her Angus.
You think you will or not? Oh, have them circle around. He wants them circling around again. Yes. Yep. I saw. All the way close to the fence. Stay next to the fence. And there's that wind. Yep. Yep. Yes, sir.
You can make an announcement that we'll do backdrops after the conclusion of the showmanship.
Okay. Do you want to do that backdrop right over here?
I say we'll do it the one up there is what we've always done with cattle.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I will. Hey, and then y'all's they can still download pictures online.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's Jeffrey's marketing and that the
Yep.
livestock marketing.
Yep.
Jeffrey's marketing. Okay. They'll do pictures at the backdrop in the cattle barn, Jeffrey's livestock, and they can download pictures online. So you can set like yes.
If you want to take pictures with the backdrop, it's in the cattle barn right now with Jeffrey's livestock, and they'll be available for download.
We got him back in here, and we brought the reserve Angus female in, and we decided to circle him again because I think that female's awfully nice. And just wanted to make sure that we gave them a fair representation of what needed to be done, because I think this lineup and decision for reserve is awfully difficult. Specifically, I think there's 5 cattle that kind of sit right in front of me here that all represent good types of livestock, and you just have to pick which one you're the most comfortable with. I like that Gert female just from being nice cattle. I think she's functional, I think she's smooth, and I think she's good in terms of her body. You step in behind her, maybe she's not as opened up. She'll pull her hocks in just a little bit. She might not be as wowy up through her front end as a couple of the other cattle right behind her, but I just like just the function and just feminine look that she has, and I think she represents a nice type of livestock. The young lady's Angus that was reserved is one that is very good. I think she's awesome in terms of her feet. I think she's big in terms of her body, and she's got some stoutness. The one that wins that breed and ends up winning the show is one that's just so wowy up through her front end. I don't know if this one's maybe as good right down through the base of her jaw as that one is, but she's big and bold in terms of her body cavity. I really think that female does a nice job, and the young lady does a nice job getting her put together. Young man with that horned Hereford's got one that when she's standing still, I really like her because she's bold and she's stout and she's extra dimensional and still has a nice look. As she circles, I want to tweak just how she moves a little bit and get her back out here, and maybe that one reads just a little bit small. And that's probably what sits in your mind. She's in October in comparison to some of the cattle that are a little bit younger than her. But I do like that one's just bold and dimensional and still has a nice look from the side. Same thing could be said as the young man's Jude female that's right behind her. She's got lots of quality. She's extremely bold and stout. As she gets out and goes away from you, she'll walk just a little bit outside of herself. Maybe she's not as trendy and neat up through her front end, but I think that one's power and pieces is very good and certainly makes her a contender out here. And same could be said about this young lady's key female. She is extra long-bodied. She's so big and dimensional. That female's got a nice look up front. Like we talked about in class with her, for me, I just want to reassemble her hip and hind leg ever so slightly, tone her down in her tail head, maybe refine her in terms of her hock joint and how smooth she lays out onto her body, but still a very nice lineup of heifers here. Tons of different ways that you could go. I'll set the mic down and show you the one that I'm the most comfortable with being reserved, but I want you guys to put your hands together for this heifer show one more time for doing an awfully good job.
Our reserve overall goes to Haley Sears with her Angus heifer. A big thanks to all the exhibitors and families for getting a really high quality group of heifers out here this morning. Up next, we're gonna start the junior showmanship. So if we could start lining up for that, that'd be great. Stay close by if you're intermediate or senior. We'll move pretty quickly. A big thanks to Mr. Harrison Smith for coming out today and judging these classes for us.
Juniors are 3rd through 5th grade, so if you want to do showmanship for heifers, please get to the gate.
Coming in the ring now is our junior showmanship group, and this buckle is sponsored by the Burleson County Saddle Club. Just a reminder, the juniors are 3rd through 5th grade, intermediate is 6th through 8th grade, and seniors are 9th through 12th grade.
They're so cute when they're little like that. Hold it close to its nose.
It's funny, both of these girls are in teal.
Yep, they are.
Like little Twinkies.
Whenever I took her phone for her, we got to take pictures, I was like, wait, did I have the right teal shirt?
Is there any awards for showmanship?
Yep, they will get a buckle.
two young ladies start off our junior showmanship, and I only have the ability to pick one of these to win. So if anybody wants to tag in and make this really difficult decision, I'll certainly let you do it because I think both of these young ladies are doing an awfully nice job. You can tell they've worked really hard at home. These females and their cattle are just responding very well, and that doesn't happen unless you're spending time in the barn and working with them at home. So I can tell you I've put in the hard work and effort to get ready to come to the county fair and do a very nice job as we get those cattle shown, right? So I think the decision's really close, and both of you do a really nice job with eye contact of the judge, and I can tell you I've been working on that with your parents or whoever's helping you because I think that's really good. We can continue to work on feet placement just a little bit, but that comes with age and maturity and just making sure that we know, to make sure we get our front feet underneath them and have a nice little scissor from behind and don't stretch them out too much. But one thing that I think we can always do is continue to watch just how the people in our county are showing and doing a nice job. So the older people, that have practiced just a little bit more can be good role models and kind of visionaries to show how you want to decide to show, right? So what I'd suggest for you two guys to do when you get done is if y'all could sit in the stands and watch the next older group show just so you can see how they handle and carry themselves. I think that'll be a really good way to continue to progress a very already progressed set of junior showmen here. So you guys give these two young ladies a big round of applause. I'll go show you my junior champion.
Just one intermediate. We'll do one.
Our junior showmanship winner is Miss Sophie Autry. Now in the ring is our intermediate showmanship, and that buckle is sponsored by Back Porch Antiques.
single entry intermediate that we have, and this young man does a really nice job, and he's dressed like a professional. He handles himself like a professional in the show ring, and I think that's a really, really big part of presenting cattle, is because for some people, right, this is a business, and when we're showing at major shows, you want to look the part so those judges come and look at you and find you, and so I think he does a really, really nice job of that. He stays calm and collected. We've kind of talked a little bit over here on rear view, and one thing that I told him is, that female, the cold front's blowing in. Thank goodness. It was a little sweaty here when we started, but it's starting to feel nice, and the cattle are feeling just a little bit friskier. And he had such a laser focus on me that female was kind of pushing around and going. And I said, hey, it's okay. I know eye contact's important, but when they're acting like that, let's just take a second, make sure we get to our spots and lined up, because those cattle don't look as good as they're fighting and pushing on you, right? And they did a really nice job as he circled back around, kind of taking the advice. So you're going to be our champion intermediate showman. Maybe the easiest decision I've had today, right? But you're doing a really, really nice job. Put your hands together for him as he exits the ring.
Thank you, sir.
Our champion intermediate showman is Mr. Braxton Lockhart. Coming in the ring now, we have our senior showmanship group, and this buckle is sponsored by Mr. Victor Mendez.
You're doing good.
a real good set of 4 showmen that we have here in the seniors, and I hope a couple of those younger kids listened and took my advice, because I think there's some awfully talented exhibitors in this ring, and you can learn a lot just how smooth they are, and you can see the benefits of working with their cattle at home, because they stay comfortable and those cattle lead into it in a really good way. And so I went back through and I kind of talked to each one of those exhibitors and gave them some tips and tricks of what I would change and decide on. And I do think, like I said, there's going to be 2 exhibitors here kind of standing right in front of me that I think this boils down to. And I think the decision's awfully close, because I think both of them are professional. You could tell the passion that they bring into showing in the ring. I think one's probably just a little bit smoother. I think they just present themselves maybe, just a little bit smoother and kind of blend in with their heifer. There's one that just is so nice and gets his calf set up well, but maybe moves just a little bit in terms of his body movement, just staying a shot more relaxed. But I think it's awfully critical and nitpicky. You just have to pick the one that you are the most comfortable with that day. And for me, I think these exhibitors will probably flip-flop around quite a bit in their lifetime, but this young lady right here in front of me is my favorite. She'll be your champion senior showman. Congratulations to you.
Our champion senior showmanship is Miss Hadley Howe. Thank you again to Harrison Smith for coming out and judging today. I think all of the exhibitors really got something out of today. So hopefully you took something home. You can take something home with you. Thanks again to all of our exhibitors for a successful show. Grand and Reserve, please make sure to go over to the backdrop to have your pictures taken. Same thing goes for all of the showmanship winners.